Welcome to Real Food, and today I'm going to talk about a few very easy ways to use a puff pastry sheet, and what can be done with it, what kind of snacks, nice warm pastries you could make with it, because it's winter time, so we all like having warm snacks, these pastries, and when you bake these pastries, of course the kitchen also smells really nice, and also you don't need to switch on additional heating, because as you are baking you will have some heat from your oven, and this will heat up your flat. So it's like multiple uses, all very beneficial, all very useful. And what I will say that puff pastry by itself, if you try to make it yourself, it can be very difficult. Well, not difficult, but it's time consuming. But luckily we've got these products such as Just Roll puff pastry, and this is what you get. You get a roll. I've already started using it, but I'm going to show you what I do with it. So today I wanted to try something like an egg, for example, fried egg that's baked in the middle of it, and seasoned maybe with herbs and spices. And also another thing I wanted to try is something like an apple filling. So I can try both of these really in with this one sheet. And what I'm going to do, and I'll show you what I've already done. So in order to create these pastries, I'm going to cut this sheet into these square segments, and then I'm going to roll the sides of these segments. The reason why I want to roll the sides, because if I put an egg in the middle, I don't want the egg to start flowing into outside my pastry, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to roll these sides like this. I literally just want to create a basket, like a nice flat basket, and then I'm going to pre-bake it a little bit like this. Another thing I'm going to do, I'm going to create these piercings, because what that will do, that will make sure that this middle section doesn't get lifted, because sometimes it can lift up and create like a small mountain almost here. So, and then if I want to place my egg in the middle, it's not going to work. So that's it. So this way, this section hopefully will stay flat, and the sides will form a nice border. So it will be like a base for a flan, so to speak. And then I'm going to put an egg, and I'm going to continue baking this section again. So I'm going to do exactly the same with this second, and then you can use this middle section for your fillings. I would recommend, when it comes to egg, to pre-bake your pastries, because egg is quite moist and quite liquid, runny, so that it doesn't start flowing outside your pastry when it's hot. And pre-baked, it's much easier if you place your egg in the middle, and then it will continue baking. So I'm just going to show you what's going on. I've placed these two already in the middle, and can you see that this middle section is not is staying flat? That's exactly how I want it. I wanted this middle section to stay flat and the borders to start rising, and that's what's going on. That's exactly the effect I wanted to achieve here. Okay, so these two are ready to go as my second batch, and I'm going to use the rest of my pastry here. Another thing as a filling I've created, I'm going to show you. So this is onions and carrots. So I'm going to season my egg with those caramelized onions. They smell delicious, so that my egg has additional flavors. So it's not just egg, but it's got that caramelized. I might do these several egg pastries, and I'm going to do also an apple variety, apple filling. So I'm just going to prepare these, because when you get it out of your fridge, this pastry starts to become quite soft, and it can get stuck to your paper sheet very easily. But I think I'm more or less done now, so I'm just going to finish these. And this is my last one. And then I'm going to start making my Oh, actually, this time, instead of apple, I'm going to use banana. Yeah, I'm going to make banoffee. Banoffee pie in a phyllo pastry. So, yeah, so that's going to be a good idea. So it will be, I'll make a banoffee, so there will be bananas, caramel, and I'm going to use these as base for my mini banoffee pies. Okay, so now I think I need to check what's going on with my pastries that are already in them, inside my baking oven. Okay, here's what's going on with them. You see, they start rising, and what I wanted to have the middle section flatter than the borders. They're all rising a little bit, but I want to use that middle section to place my eggs. I'm hoping that it will work. At some point I will remove them and place my eggs in the middle. Okay, hello everybody. I've just taken these out of my oven. They're not fully baked just yet, but I do want to place my eggs now into them and continue baking them. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a small amount of white, and I'm going to use as much yolk as I can, because I don't want this to leak outside. As you can see, they start leaking immediately. So I'm just going to, and I'll recommend you do exactly the same. So don't use all of the whites, because the whites are really, they can just start leaking directly outside your pastry. So use a little bit of whites, and just like this. See how beautiful they are? They're gorgeous, aren't they? So 1 second, I'll just try and wash my hands quickly. So basically just like this, and it's now going to go back into the oven, and I'll continue baking them, and my egg, basically my fried egg, will be, or baked egg, in the middle. Okay, so I just wanted to continue with my puff pastries, and why I decided to do banoffee. It's because I've got some of this banoffee spread, which is really nice. You can actually get it pre-cooked from Tiptree. Tiptree is quite a famous brand in Britain. They make lots of jams and preserves in Essex, and I actually even visited their factory in Essex. It's a really nice place. And I've got these bananas. I don't want them to go off, and now I found a nice way of putting them to good use. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut bananas into slices. This will go to the base of my pastry, and then bananas on top, and these will be my miniature banoffee pies. so that's another interesting idea that you could also try and replicate. I'm sure it will work out nicely. I haven't tried it yet, but I think it's gonna work. I'm just a little worried that banoffee, if I apply banoffee on hot pastry, it might start melting. But I don't know. Well, I might let them rest a little and then apply when they cool down a little. It shouldn't melt too much. I mean, it's quite a thick paste. But we'll see. That's the only thing you need to be aware of. If you apply it very quickly after baking your pastry, it might melt. But other than that, I think it should work well. Okay, so I just want to show you what they look like after baking for about 10 minutes. So I think they're pretty much ready. Yeah, they're quite nice and fluffy. I don't want to burn them. I mean, I could keep them for a little longer, just to brown them a little more. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to add my seasonings. So these are like little, I've got some onions. So these will go around my eggs. It will make them even tastier. So I've got onions and carrots. and I'm going to put them for a little longer in the oven. So here we are. Because there is space in there, I'm going to add these additional tasty bits and bobs to my pastries, because the egg, these are, I think these are just average eggs. They're not big, they're not small, but because I didn't use whites, because I didn't want the whites to start leaking, so they've not taken the whole of available space in there. But now this will change this a little. So here we are. Okay, and now I'm going to put it back in the oven for a little longer, but not too long, just maybe 5 minutes, and then they'll be ready to eat. Okay, I think they're ready now. Look, it's got nice golden color around them, and I think they're ready now, and I can now bake base for my pies. So I'm going to put these here, and these are now gonna go in. Okay, so these are going to be used for my pastries, for my banoffee pie, mini banoffee pie, miniature banoffee pie pastries, and other interesting ideas. Okay, I'm now going to cut my banana in preparation, getting them ready for my banoffee pie. And this is going to be really simple, so it's just going to be this. Just these segments. You can cut them as thinly or thickly as you like. I'm just doing okay, so I think this one is ready. Here we are. And this one I'm going to cut as well. I think 2 will be enough, really. Okay, let me do this. Okay, so this one is now ready as well. This one is actually falling apart, but never mind. I'll make good use of all of them. Okay, so these banana segments will be used in my mini banoffee pie when my pastries are ready, which should be soon. Okay, so now I think we're ready to start working on my banoffee pie. So first I'm going to add, okay, this is quite a thick layer of this banoffee paste. It's basically caramel. It's this spread, banoffee spread. Because it's so thick, and it actually doesn't, I was worried that it would melt upon contact with very hot pastry, but it actually doesn't melt that much. I wish it melted a little more, you see, to spread it, because I don't want to ruin the pastry itself, and it doesn't actually melt as much as I wanted it to melt. Okay, let's see. So the tricky bit here is to actually arrange a nice layer without ruining your pastry. I think we're getting there, but because this is a puff pastry base, trying to create a nice layer might not be as simple task as I originally anticipated. Okay, but I think that should be fine. Okay, I think that will work. And then nice pieces of banana go in. So I think this should work. That's it. So, and now I'm going to do the same with the second one. So, here we are. Okay, so... oh, this time it spreads actually a little nicer. So if you use a single smooth movement like this, see, then it works a little better. Okay, here we are. This goes on top. This goes on top. I mean, you can put as many bananas as you like. I mean, I just don't want to overdo it here, because I've got more pastry here and I'm worried I might not have enough bananas. Okay, so here we are. So this goes in. I'll try to do it in one smooth stroke like this. Okay. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay. So I've now run out of bananas actually. But I might add banoffee paste here anyway. And this will be just a banoffee paste pie without banana. Okay, here we are. Nice. Okay. So these are my little banoffee pies, which you can make really easily from puff pastry and bananas. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll chat again soon.